You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God.
Tu es l'image de Dieu.
I hold
Center. Yes, it is I. It is Gino. I am so grateful to be here with you this morning. Along with me is the Sounds of Spirit, Linda on keys, Oliver on bass, and Matt on drums. And once again, I am Gino Walker, your music director. All I need's a Matt. All I need's a Matt. All I need's a Matt. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All I need's a Matt. All I need's a Matt. All I need's a Matt. Whoa. There are times I forget that all I need's a Matt. Now and then I fall asleep thinking things I don't believe until I wake up in gratefulness, thinking all the ways I'm blessed, because all I need's a Matt. Woo, come on. There were times when I recall I couldn't see the light of day, and then I remember what happened, and I decided to testify today that all my needs are met, no matter how dire, because all I needs are met. Oh, I could not have come this far without the everlasting love. I'm sheltered from the cold. I'm so grateful that I'm loved. There are times when I forget that all I need's a man. Now and then I fall to sleep thinking things I don't believe until I wake up to gratefulness, thinking all the ways I'm blessed, because all I need's are met. Oh, all I need's a met. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. All I need's a met. 'Cause all I need's, all your needs, all your needs. Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? Do you know that all your needs are yeah. Woo. Oh, yes. Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. I want to invite each of you this Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of the month. Path. I will be there. Join me this Tuesday for Path. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you. We'll have a great time. We'll share our love and blessings with everyone. So if you can make it, 5 o'clock this Tuesday, join me at Path. Now, with that being said, if you want to text somebody and let them know where you're going to be on Tuesday, how much fun could that be? You could text them and say, hey, on Tuesday at 5, I'm going to be at Path doing this thing. Come on down, and you'll be there. Joe will be there. And other than that, let's put those phones away and let's stand up and do our congregational song where we sing together, get our hearts open, sing out loud like the sun, let it shine. I am welcome. I am welcome. I am loved just as I am. I am welcome. You are welcome. We are loved. just as we are. Spirit, this truth within my heart. I am welcome. We ready? Here we go. I am welcome. Let me hear you. I am loved. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am welcome. You are welcome. We are loved just as we are. Spirit, this truth lives within our hearts. One more time. I am welcome. I am welcome. I am loved just the way that I am. You are welcome. Can't you feel the arms opening wide? You are loved just as you are. Spirit, this truth's within our heart. Spirit, this truth lives in your. Maybe you back there too. Yeah, wave your hand if you know that Spirit lives in you. Yeah, Spirit lives in your heart.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Universal Spirit Center. I'm Kevin Busey, and I welcome you to Universal Spirit Center. I especially welcome any of you who join us for the first time. We're glad that you're with us. We have some folks here from Chicago. So enjoy the weather here before you have to head back. And welcome all of you who join us online. Thanks for being a part of us. Thanks for joining us, especially you who join us for the first time. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath. Just welcome yourself here. Wherever you are, whoever you are on your spiritual journey, you are loved, you are deeply loved, and you are welcomed here. So I'm glad you're part of our community here this morning. I'm glad that you're with us here this morning. And as usual, we start up with announcements. So in the back table, there's a half sheet of paper because we have a ton of things going on during December to celebrate the holidays. A ton of things. So the first thing is Reverend Sherry Gannan is leading a car tour to see Christmas lights and hot chocolate. So that's Monday night, the 11th at 6:30. Lauren Grace is going to lead a song, a heart song, movement and singing, self-care during the holidays. That's Tuesday, the 19th at 6:30. The 21st, here in this space, myself and Gino and Dana Mosser and Maria Teresa will bring in the winter solstice. So you're all invited to that. That's Thursday night, the 21st at 6:30. And then Christmas Eve falls on Sunday. So we will have our Sunday morning gathering at 10:30 a.m., as we always do. And Reverend Sarah is leading that. And then we'll come back here that night. The doors open at 6:30 for our Christmas Eve celebration. And then the following morning, we're having Christmas morning with Margot Laura. Margot, would you stand? So yeah, see, ton of stuff, and I'm not even done yet. And then the final thing is the REP, Racial Equality Project, is creating an experience for us to map out our genius by creating vision board. I'll be leading a process, and then you'll be doing a vision board for the upcoming year. So it's a powerful way to bring in the incoming year. So there we have it. Let's acknowledge ourselves for all that. Also, it's the first Sunday in December, so let's celebrate birthdays. Any Sagittarius and Capricorns? Janet! Capricorns and Sages rule. Mainly Capricorns, because Jesus was a Capricorn. Jesus was a Capricorn. So I have some sad news to share with you again. Lee Baker, who's been a gentleman coming to our center for many years. Can we show his picture, Ben? This is Lee Baker. He made his transition about 2 weeks ago. He sat right in the side in the back there. He made his transition about 2 weeks ago. And then also, Reverend Sam Flynn, who was a member of our community for many, many years, became a practitioner here, a minister here. He then moved over to Vision. Sometime over Thanksgiving weekend, he took a nap, and he didn't wake up. So we hold both of these dear ones in our hearts. So next Sunday at Vision, which is Vision Center for Spiritual Living in Mission Valley at 12 a.m., they're having a celebration. Oh, 12 p.m., sorry. Midnight, yeah, they're in a midnight mass. No, 12 p.m., noon, there'll be a celebration of life for him. So I'm going, and I hope some of you will join us. His very gentle soul, very gentle, and he went out very gently. So let's take a breath here. Let's just hold our dear ones in our hearts, all those who have made their transition. Let's just take a moment and do that. Just breathing in. Let's breathe into your heart in such a way that we can hold the grief and the grace.
Sweet love surrounds me now. Love, sweet love calms the room. Love, sweet love surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth.
So, taking a deep breath, bringing your awareness back. You know, at times like this, we just realize that we're all connected to each other, that's the truth about us. And there's such a thin veil between us and those who have made their transition. And isn't it true, the older we get, the more we know people on the other side. So we have a lot of members and congregants from our community on the other side. Someone else from Chicago here. Oh my gosh, this is Chicago Sunday. Julian, welcome. Okay, so now, guess what? I'm really excited to announce we're launching a new bookstore, and we have a new bookstore manager, Jim.
Direct from the North Pole, the Universal Spirit Center bookstore. Right back there. Been checking my list once, twice, and... Jim, use the mic. Sorry. And we have got gifts for everyone. Thank you. I was checking my list, and I see that Sally is wishing for the soul of money. Guess what? We've got copies back there. Donald for calling in the one. And lastly, Susie, undefended love. So come on back to the bookstore. And who could resist one of these beautiful, colorful T-shirts? We've got plenty in stock, so come visit us. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Bob Mozai. I have the rest of your announcements today. If you have any questions about what I'm going to say, what you've heard already, go online and check us out at universalspiritcenter.org. Awakening Wednesday, holiday traditions, a fresh approach to holiday celebrations. Join Gino online this Wednesday to explore new ideas for celebrating each other. And just wanted to let you know that the flowers behind me were donated and paid for by Otis and Chris. Stand up for their doggy Lola. December 10th is our holiday bake sale. Sign up at the Yes table or go online and sign up there. We need people to bake cookies for us, or brownies, or cupcakes, pies, cakes. Let me make my little... Thank you. Our Angel Tree program. Holiday gifts for foster youth is here. Return your purchases to the table up front. Thank you. Grief Support Circle, December 9th at 10:30 a.m. Now once a month on the first Saturday. Sign up at the Yes table or see Borghild. Is she here this morning? No, but see her. Second Saturday. And finally, we do need people to help us decorate this year, either before hopefully Christmas Eve, or help us tear down afterwards. So see me afterwards if you have any interest or any techniques in decorating. And finally, today I was making coffee with Debbie. Debbie, we're having a coffee experience. There she is. And I said to her, what the heck, where's all the coffee? She said, Bob, I hate to tell you, we got mugged.
All right, Bob and his joke. So I'm going to invite you to stand. To turn around is our tradition, and below the clock is a camera where 100 people are watching us. Hundreds of people. Welcome to Universal Spirit Center. Now turn to each other and welcome each other to Universal Spirit Center. Jeez.
To pull this to a close because it's so awesome to connect and feel all the loving energy in our room. But our socializing time has come to a close for the moment. So let's all just take a collective breath and let ourselves. I'm invoking my principal energy. So yeah, now it's our time to transition to some moments of quiet and shared community spiritual practice. So that's when we come together, we get to be still, we get to have a reading and some meditation, and I'll bring us out with a prayer. And speaking of prayer, we normally, whoever's on the platform, today it's me, we'll offer some live, brief affirmative prayer in the back if you're so interested and feel a need for prayer for something that you want to know greater truth about or something you want to celebrate. Or you can fill out a written request here on the table as well. So, okay, so let's take a breath. And just feel the gloriousness of being together, being in this moment, wherever we are, just bringing our awareness right here to our breath. to our body being supported by the chair and the floor. Just feeling the stillness, that seed of stillness that is always within us, always emerging. So today's reading is from Derek Rydell. He wrote the book Emergence. He says, everything you need for your total fulfillment is already within you, constituted as part of the essential self. And when you are more identified with your true self and learn to depend on it for everything, all you need will emerge without the effort and struggle so common to the human experience. Everything you need for your total fulfillment is already within you, constituted as part of your essential self. How good it is to know that all we need is already within us, that there is a divine seed, a seed of fulfillment that is always emerging, unfolding, transforming, carrying us forward in our soul's evolution into greater and greater experiences of oneness, of peace, love, light. Our pure essence is light. And so how good it is to be here today in this moment, anchored and rooted in this awareness, consciously observing it and beholding it unfold in ourselves and in each other and in the world around us. What a blessing to be in this moment of awareness and emergence. And so I give thanks for this time to observe that and to behold that and to give space for that. I give thanks for this light, this seed of awareness that's unfolding as service, as spoken word, as wisdom through Reverend Kevin, as love and loving service through all who put together our time together today. Bob and Lee and Eileen and Carol and our production team, and Gino and her beautiful spirit overflowing, and our Sounds of Spirit band. So much good, so much light, so much love in action, unfolding and expressing. So I take a deep breath of that. I give thanks for that being God made manifest right here and now in our gathering. And so I say yes, I say thank you, and I simply surrender it to its greatest manifestation for our time together today. And so it is.
Gino and our house band. I think we found Gino's favorite song, at least for the next hour. So I'm walking through my neighborhood and I see a bumper sticker I just have to share with you. And it says, "No baby on board. Feel free to crash into me." Isn't that funny? I think it's funny. Like, you know, if there's a sign that says baby on board, we'll drive more carefully if, yeah, right. So I want to let us all know we're entering sacred times. We're in sacred times right now. We're in sacred times. There are so many spiritual traditions that are celebrating the experience of light. And this part of the planet, as we go darker, it's that contrast between dark and light, where we all live. We all live in some combination or some dance between dark and light. So this time really started a few weeks ago when we had Diwali, which is the Hindu celebration of light. And then right after that, while it's an American-made holiday, we had Thanksgiving. But the spiritual practice of giving thanks is a powerful thing because it could change our mood like that. This Friday, December 8th, there's two experiences of light that are being celebrated. The first is Hanukkah, begins Friday night for 9 days. Hanukkah, the Jewish celebration of light. And the second is the Buddhists working their way in here this month in that Friday is also the anniversary of Buddha's enlightenment. So they kind of moved their way in here this month. Also, we have the winter solstice, where we recognize the turning from the dark, in this part of the planet, the dark to the light. We have Christmas Eve, the divine birth that happens within each of us. And then we're all preparing. This is all preparation work for the turning of the planet, the sun, for the experience of a new cycle of light, which we're starting. The new year, right? So in Christian churches, they call this time starting today Advent, which is the preparation to experience light. That's the energy we're in. We're in the energy to open to the experience of light. That's the energy that we're in. In the Old Testament, the first words out of God's mouth was, "Let there be light." So it says God created light, and then he divided that light into day and into night. And he stepped back and called it good. The experience of day and night. And what we've done right growing up is parts of ourselves that we've not particularly liked or felt embarrassed by or other people have judged. We all have those parts of ourselves. We've stuck them into the dark. We've stuck them into the dark. Those parts of us that we're ashamed of, that didn't fit into our family or our church or a system. The psychological term for this is the shadow. The shadow. So we've put all parts of ourselves into the shadow. So this time of year really is a good time of year to do shadow work, to see what is it that I've stuck in the shadow, that I've been embarrassed or guilty or ashamed to bring out. So I've been thinking about this shadow stuff. Can people relate to the shadow experience? Yeah, okay. So I've been thinking about this, and as a little kid, something that we might stick in his shadow might be, for me, I had an experience of feeling rejected when I was a kid. So those feelings of rejection, I just kind of put in the shadow. But really, those things as a kid that we put in the shadow, we were healthy to do that. Because we realized as kids there were all sorts of feelings and experiences that we couldn't handle with the kid's mind in our particular situation in our family of origins. So we stuffed them in a shadow, almost like, one day I'll deal with you, but I can't now because I don't know how, right? Because these feelings that I'm having are so overwhelming as a kid, right? We're just going to shelve it and some day later deal with it. Well, today is the day later that we deal with it. It is, because it's now, and there's always only now to deal with something. There's always only now. And as as we're moving into the darkness, it's a great metaphor to be with those things in us that we've stuffed in the shadow. Because the more you and I tend to those things, the more they dissipate. And the question is, what really do we want to bring into a new cycle of light? Do we want to bring all this stuff that we've denied about ourselves or felt guilty or ashamed of? It's much easier to move into a new cycle of light when we're lighter, when we're not carrying those things with us. We're not carrying those things with us. So as the season was growing, as we were moving more into darkness, I made a commitment to myself to feel what needs to be felt this time of year. So about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting down having my meditation. I had just learned about Sam, about Lee, and I had a stepbrother that recently died. And so on a particular morning, I was just really in a lot of grief. And I thought, I'm just going to feel into this grief. I'm just going to feel what needs to be felt. So as I was present to that, I had a sense that I was kind of opening up to the grief of my life. All those things and areas and people and animals that I've lost. And I made a decision to just welcome it all. To just welcome whatever comes up, right? So I'm in my meditation, I'm feeling this stuff, right? I'm doing a little work, and then I decide to go to the gym for a swim, and I'm driving to the gym, and I feel my chest is about to explode. It almost feels like this grief is almost too much for me. That's just kind of the feeling. So then I started thinking, as I'm driving to the gym, with 5 minutes from my house, I started thinking, am I really supposed to be feeling this stuff? Am I supposed to be feeling this overwhelmed by these feelings? Is this really, am I on track? Is this really shadow work? I just started questioning it, because we start to question things when they're uncomfortable, because we don't want to feel them. So we start really questioning it, right? So I'm questioning, should I really be feeling this? I get to the gym. I go in the locker room to change because I'm going to go for a swim. There's a guy next to me who's changing. And he turns to me, this was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and he says to me, is the gym open on Thursday, Thanksgiving? I said, no, it's shut. So I look over at him, and I see he's really tanned. And I'm like, gosh, you've got a good tan for winter. And he says, well, I ride my bike to work every day. I'm like, where do you work? He goes, I work in a psychiatric facility not far from here. Then he turns to me. And he says, he says, shadow work is real and intense. In the locker room, he turns to me and he says this. And I say, what'd you say? I couldn't believe he said that. And he says it again. Shadow work is real and intense. And then he goes on to getting changed, and I'm like, in that moment, I am so clear that no matter what is going on in my life, the divine has my back. I'm covered. I realize in that moment somewhat of a higher truth, that no matter what I may be feeling or going through, there's a divine, unfolding, evolutionary impulse having its way through me to the degree that I open to it. We say this all the time, but standing in this locker room, getting changed to go for a swim, it hits me. It hits me. Everything that's happening, it's supposed to happen. And it's my job to keep my heart open to the grief, the rage, the pain, and the awareness that the divine has my back, that I am engaged in an evolutionary process, and my life's unfolding how it's supposed to. Just take a breath here. So then I'm thinking, the image that comes to my mind the next day or throughout the day as I'm thinking about what happened. It's almost like there's this evolutionary or this infinite energy moving through us, this evolutionary infinite energy moving through us. But if we have our hearts pretty much closed or just a little bit open, all this infinite energy has to move through whatever small gap or passageway that we're allowing it to move. So no wonder we suffer if we think of an infinite presence wanting to move through and we're close to it, right? That's going to hurt. And so my response to this evolutionary impulse is to open up, to allow it. Because I find in my life, to the degree that I don't, it's painful. It's painful. And isn't it true that when we hurt, when we feel overwhelmed or out of control, when we feel grief or rage, isn't it true we want to figure it out? We want to figure it out so we could fix it, so we could feel better, right? And the ego steps right in there to want to figure it out. Who's wrong? Who's hurting me? What's the problem? What's missing? What's there too much of? Let's just figure this out so everything can come back and calm down. This time of year reminds us that there's a greater intelligence in the not knowing. When you and I can step away from our ego, the desire to fix and control and make right, when you and I can drop into the experience of our bodies, a greater intelligence, an intelligence beyond our culture and our education and our traumas and our temperament and our astrological sign can kick in. An infinite, loving intelligence. So I went to my stepbrother's funeral mass. I just got back yesterday, and I was at my stepsister's, and she and her husband have acres and acres of property in the foothills of the Sierras in Auburn, California. So she's got a big house and a big porch, and I'm looking out on her fields, right? And I realize there's a forest of oak trees, beautiful oak trees. Right? And I'm looking at these oak trees, and I'm remembering that there's an image of an oak tree seed that Derek Weidel talks about in his book Emergence. And he says the acorn's about this big, and I looked for one to show you, but I couldn't find one on her property. But anyway, the seed's a really small seed. within the seed is contained a huge oak tree, a forest of oak trees. The potential of a forest or grove, whatever you call it, of oak trees is contained in the little seed. All it needs is the right conditions. All it needs is soil and air, sun and water. That's all it needs. It's all contained within himself. And he uses that analogy for us. All that we need, it's contained within us. And you and I kind of get messed up in our lives if we think it's out there, if we think it's in that person or that amount of money in the bank or that experience needs to happen, right? That's where we start getting screwed up. That's when the ego starts trying to run the show. As opposed to pausing and stepping back and saying, within me is an infinite intelligence. That same thing that caused an oak tree, an oak grove forest to be contained in a little seed. So it's within us. And we can expedite or open to this evolutionary process, this emergence, to the degree that you and I identify with our higher self. Not the person that is having these problems or these struggles or these difficulties. When you and I identify with that person who's struggling and has problems, we keep the energy at that level. But when you and I can open to a truth that all that is needed is within us. There's a divine unfolding happening in our life, and everything's happening as it's supposed to be. And my only job is to entertain that truth and keep my heart open to feel what needs to be felt. So again, a heart open enough to feel the grace and the grief, the grace and the rage, the grace and the confusion, holding it open for both and. It's work. It's work when we might be overwhelmed with situations or with feelings that might tend to keep our energy low. It's work to hold on to the higher truth about us. And sometimes we can't, and that's why we call a counselor or a friend or a practitioner and say, I can't know the truth for me right now. Can you know it for me? So this is the image that I'm having about this. So when I think of myself as struggling, I'm the one who struggles, has these problems, these difficulties. It's almost like I have my problems right before me. I'm focused on my problems. Oh, these are my problems. These are the problems that I have to tend to or carry around today. These are my traumas. This is all my stuff that I have to be with, and it's right in front. So easy for me to trip over and lose my balance. So the image that I've been having is holding a greater truth. There's a divine unfolding. Everything's happening how it's supposed to be happening. And so my problems aren't ignored. They're just off to the side here to be tended to when they're tended to. So they don't block me, but that's the image that I'm having. They're just off here to the side. And what I entertain is there's a divine unfolding happening. Not one necessarily that I can figure out. It's not about figuring it out. It's about opening to it. Some guru once said, and I don't remember the guru, it was a long time ago I heard this quote, but he said, if you have problems, don't think about your problems. think about God. If you have problems, don't think about your problems. Think about an evolutionary impulse, an infinite loving intelligence that's seeking expression through your life. See, that's this whole point at this time of year. That in the darkness, when we can't find our way, when nothing makes sense, light is present. And it's present within us as a divine, loving presence. Eckhart Tolle, I've been listening to him on podcasts lately. He said something to me that really struck. He said, you know, we strive for an awakening or an enlightenment or a higher consciousness, to be more loving, more peaceful, right? We strive for that. He says, that higher consciousness, it's within you. It's not out there somewhere to get. It's not in some monastery or some guru. It's in you. This higher consciousness. And another way of saying that is you have the capacity to open up to it. And the way that we open up to it is be in the present moment, in our bodies. Feel what needs to be felt. And hold the higher truth that through you, a divine unfolding is happening. I'm making it a practice. I think I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm making it a practice to wake up in the morning and to hold the thought, there's a divine, loving intelligence who's going to live through me today. So I don't think of my problems or the tasks ahead or the difficulties. I hold that higher vibrational thought and present to what's in my heart. So I really want to challenge you. And this first Sunday of this last month of the year, this time where there's so much spiritual energy that's happening, I invite you to sit in the evening at night and to light a candle and to get still and to breathe in an awareness of divine presence. And let this presence fill your heart and lead you and live your life for you. So let's take a deep breath and invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to read again this reading from Derek Weidel. Everything you need for your total fulfillment is already within you, constituted as part of your essential self. When you identify more with your true self and depend on it for everything, all you need emerges without effort and without struggle. So just take a deep breath now. Breathe right into your heart, right into your spiritual heart, the center of your being. Move your shoulders back so that your heart can expand. And in the center of your heart, experience a stillness. Breathe into that stillness. And let that stillness become a spaciousness. So feel within your being a spaciousness rising up. And in this spaciousness, experience a presence. A light. So imagine at the center of your being a sacred flame. Breathe into that flame. Invite its warmth and its radiance, its guidance. Invite it in. And so we open to this sacred flame.
And as you're breathing that in, if you feel called, join me in singing Open Wide My Heart. 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 And in that space of your heart being open, it is the time to be still and know that you are the I am. That I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Join me if you feel. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am
So just take a deep breath, bring your awareness back to the room. Acknowledge Gino and our band. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm up here. I want to share my deep gratitude to all of you that financially support our community. I'm so grateful because of your generosity, because of your support. We're able to do so much here. Our center is at outreach not only to the larger community, but we're able to be a presence here anytime anyone comes. I've so many times over the years, people have said to me, I haven't been for a while, but thank you for being here all those Sundays that I'm not here. So it's because of your generosity that we're able to do what we do. So thank you from the leadership, from myself. So grateful to you. And if you don't give, I invite you to consider giving us. We're an appropriate place for your contributions. So I'm going to invite you to place your hands over your heart, to take a deep breath in. And you at home, join us. Just placing your hands over your heart. Just taking a deep breath in. So let's just be clear that within you, within me, is an infinite intelligence. A loving presence. So we just open to that here this morning. We let it move through us into our very lives. And join with me in knowing this as we say, and so it is.
And to all of our wonderful people online, thank you for all of your donations through our QR code, our Venmo. Absolutely love and appreciate all that you do. So get ready to join me and sing along with health, wholeness, and happiness. Health, wholeness, and happiness. Health, wholeness, and happiness. Praise the good and raise
So thank you for joining us here this morning. Lee couldn't be here this morning, so we're asking help to tear down, to stack chairs and all. Thank you for joining us online. We're glad you're with us. I invite you all to stand and to join hands. Take a deep breath in. And just get really clear that right where you are, right where you're standing, it's a divine unfolding happening, a divine unfolding. So let's open to that. Let's breathe into it. Let's allow it, invite it, let it unleash into our lives. And let's know this together as we say, and so it is. Amen.
I am welcome. I am welcome. I am welcome. I am loved just as I am. You are welcome. You are welcome. We are loved just as we are. Spirit, this truth lives in our hearts. I am welcome. I am welcome. I am welcome. I am loved just as I am. I am welcome. You are welcome. We are loved just as we are. Oh, Spirit, this lives within our hearts. I want you to have a fantastic Sunday today. To remember to shine that light just like the sun out there, because you are a beautiful beacon of light. And we love and appreciate you. So when you're shining your light out in the world and people say, hey, where'd you get that light from? What do you tell them? Oh, you getting gooder and gooder. Universal Spirit